Oh, look at us and look back. Yeah, back and forth that way. That's fine.
You got it.
Yeah.
Check. Let me hear you real quick.
Check, check, mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Testing one,
My
two.
God.
Testing.
Pam and Earl. Pam and Earl.
Yes. And K Mac.
Hey, Mac.
K-Mac.
Well, they call me Reese. You can call me Reese too, Newt.
Reese?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what they call me.
Oh, wait a minute.
What did you say?
Wait a minute. He a Capital too?
Oh my God.
Oh, I ain't.
Let him. We should just let him do the interview because this is getting ready to be on.
Let's go. You show on time, so I ain't gonna hold on. Man, we're so happy as always to be talking to people that's doing big things in the country. Man, at this next convention, special assembly with
Yes.
guys focusing on coaches' initiatives and the combination of coaches, administrators, ADs, and of course search firms. We have, man, one of the hottest ADs in the country, and he's in charge of a big program at a big
Yes.
university. Man, welcome to the Sports Shop for the first time. The athletic director of UCLA.
Woo.
That's big, man.
That's big time.
That's big.
Martin Jarmond, what's up, Coach?
up?
AD, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, you can call me Coach
That's
too.
right. You
What's
should
up,
coach
ED?
too. That's
Good-
right. How you
Good
doing?
to be with you, man. Good to
Yeah.
be with you, K-Mac and Pam. I'm happy to be here. And,
Thank you.
Man.
Glad it worked out, man.
Man, I know. Hey, we do things in front.
You know, I'm from Fayetteville, so, you know.
I was going to say,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Fayetteville.
home.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
home.
yeah.
Very nice.
It's good to be here, man.
Very
Man, it's good to
nice.
have you here. And, of course, his father's giving me a hard time. Man, you got to get my son on your radio show.
Matt Jarmond, man. Everybody knows Matt Jarmond, man.
He's one of your
I love
largest.
him, man. He's
yeah,
a legend.
Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
legend. My
And I,
dad.
man, I saw him out when North Carolina Central went out to the play UCLA.
Okay,
I had a
I was-
chance.
I was
with
gonna
AD
ask you about
Jarmond.
that.
Yeah. So talk about why you're here.
You know, I'm here, quite frankly, because of Lavelle.
Yeah.
And Lavelle Moten, what he's done to help other minority coaches and try to push them forward is very selfless. And when he called me 2 months ago and said, hey, I want to put something together to help minority coaches
Right.
learn about the game and how to get better, I said, you know, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I'm a product of HBCUs. You
Yep.
know,
Right.
my mother went to North Carolina Central.
That's right.
God rest her soul. And my dad went to North Carolina A&T. And
Okay.
just like I told the group earlier, you know, I grew up on the Aggie Eagle Classic.
Right. That's what you
And so
do.
I
Yeah.
remember watching as a kid. Lavelle don't want to hear this, but I remember watching poetry and Moten. You know what I'm saying? and seeing him do his thing. And so, so it was a great honor for him to ask me to come and speak from an athletic director's perspective with these coaches to help them understand kind of what we look for, what are some things they can do to better themselves. But I'm here because Lavelle asked me, and he means
Okay.
a lot to me. And North Carolina's home, and so I said, you know what, I'm a fly from L.A., and I was in Oklahoma City yesterday seeing our softball team in the College World Series.
And by the way, unbelievable home run.
Great
Bottom.
job.
I mean,
Yes.
I mean,
Bottom of the
and-
sixth,
and-
three-run
and-
home run.
and I'm gonna tell you, we're from Alabama, so that hurt our heart, man. But I'm from Birmingham. Came back near Birmingham as well. So.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hey, look, every now and then you can win one. We'll let you have one.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, you know, being in this position as an African American athletic director at one of the Power 5 schools, one of the largest schools in the country, one of the most notable schools in the country, right? And then you're talking about giving minority coaches an opportunity. Talk about what's some of the largest hurdles you think now, since you're on that side, talking with your peers and talking with the presidents and the board of universities. What do you think some of the largest hurdles are for African Americans getting the large opportunities like that?
Well, I think it's twofold. One, when you speak just about HBCUs, and I said this to the coaches in my session earlier today, you know, not a lot of athletic directors know about HBCUs.
Right.
You know, I know about HBCUs because I'm a product.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
my
that's
parents
right.
were.
Yeah.
You know, but if I didn't, and I'm in L.A., you know, how am I going to know about Grambling and Alabama State and, and certain
All
places
of those
like that? You just don't
places,
know, right? So some of it is on coaches. Quite frankly, is to get your name out
Okay.
and network and relationship building.
Okay.
You know, getting opportunities is all about relationships.
Okay.
It's about who knows you, who do you know, how authentic are you, and so we have got to do a better job. And I say we, minority coaches, particularly, of the successes we're having, letting people know about it.
Right.
And in a humble way. You know, you don't need to be braggadocious or look at me.
Right.
But if you're having success, people need to know about it. And you've got to develop champions. Champions are people that'll go out and talk about you and say, hey, man, This guy, Kenny Blakeney, is doing an unbelievable job, you know, and he was at Duke and boom, boom, boom. Or, you know, Terrell Robinson is doing an unbelievable job. You know, you got to have champions that talk about you so ADs, people like me and others hear about you.
So what is it that you think needs to happen for people like yourselves and myself, people like us, to say we have a responsibility to be a champion for some people like this?
I think that responsibility is great. I mean, you see Lavelle putting this on, and Mike
right.
Tomlin. I mean,
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's the head coach of Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's here taking notes. You know, he's all about getting better. So I think we all, once we get to these positions, to me, it's a responsibility.
That's right.
Right? It's a responsibility to try to steward and take care of those that look like us, you know, and reach back and try to help pull men and women forward that look
because
like
we're
us.
in the room.
We're in the room. Right. We're in the room. But I learned this from, I had an athletic director, a mentor of mine. He's one of the best athletic directors to ever do it, Gene Smith at Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
Gene will tell you, I mean, you know, his way of helping minorities and females and people in this business is by doing a good job first. You got to do a good job at your job first, because if Martin Jarmond isn't taking care of business where he is, guess what? I can't put no hand back. I'm gonna be looking for it. I gotta make sure I ain't in a position to be looking for a hand.
That way you're grabbing the wrong hand. Both of y'all be sitting down there.
Because sometimes you reach up or you reach back and it's a crab. You know what I'm saying? I can't be keep them claws off.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. Do a good job first.
You gotta do a good job first.
I like that.
So that's the first thing we gotta do.
We're talking to Martin Jarmond, athletic director of UCLA. A question I asked earlier that I wanted to ask you, when you were in there talking to them, what was something that you wanted to make sure, a takeaway that they would get that you wish you would have known?
Ooh, Pam, girl, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good question. Let's see, one thing that I wish I would have known. Oh, you know what? I think, and I did say this, you know, my first athletic director job was at Boston College. I was 37, youngest Power 5 AD in the country, and everybody sees the tip of the iceberg, but they don't see what's below the surface. They don't see all the interviews I had to go on, all the no's I had to hear before I got my first opportunity. And I know those coaches have been in those situations where they think they're very deserving, they are very deserving, they interview, and they don't get it. And so part of it is you got to have grit. You cannot let the no's or the setbacks define who you are or how talented you are as a coach. And I wish somebody would have told me in the third no or the fourth no I got that, like, hey, man, you're still doing a good job. You got to still believe in yourself. So one of the things that I wanted to hit home with them is, just because you get no or you don't get into a search, that doesn't change who you are as a coach.
Right.
All it takes is one. Yeah. And you got to hold on. Success, 90% of success is holding on to that rope when others would let go.
Right.
You got to see it through, man. And that's what I wanted them to understand.
Wow.
Ooh,
That's so
powerful.
amazing.
Come on now.
This
Come on.
Well, you preach it.
This ain't even Sunday. You know
Yes.
Hey, look, he said,
That was a word.
Hey, look, AD said, I got time today.
I got time. Church service started at 11. Come on.
Yes.
I would be
Got time
remiss
today.
if I don't ask you about obviously the big move for your universities now is taking on the Big Ten.
Yes,
Talk about that move and the expectations, being part of that the big pot right there, if you will.
Yeah, you know, well, college athletics is changing so much. Obviously, the model is changing now with potentially next year revenue sharing with student athletes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just the way that we want to support our student athletes at UCLA. You look at the landscape and you want to be in a position to where you can support your student athletes to the best of your ability. And I thought that was in the Big Ten. And so I'm really fortunate that I have an administration and a chancellor, Gene Block, that was supportive of our move. What was that, July of 22 now?
Yes.
It's crazy. It's
I know.
2 years ago.
Wow.
Get ready to happen,
that
Doc.
we did that. Yeah, it's crazy. But we wanted to put ourselves in a better position, resource-wise, exposure-wise, NIL now, name, image, and likeness is big. So being in the Big Ten allows our student athletes to compete across the country and have those opportunities to shine. So there were a number of reasons, but, you know, Big Ten is very strong. I think it's the best conference in the country. And so for UCLA to be a part of that, and I think it's about 61 days we officially joined August 2nd.
That's crazy.
It's going to be big for us.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I have to ask this before we let you go.
Yeah.
I know you're tight on time. You know, talking about Boston College, talking about the opportunity, talking about UCLA, talking about being a product of HBCUs. Of course, you've seen a lot of things in your career. Is there anything once you got the UCLA job that you probably still said, man, we got a lot of work to do? We still got a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm hardest. No one's going to be harder on me than I am myself.
Yeah.
And so any job or any opportunity, you come in and you find things that are challenging or things that are going to push you. You know, anytime you take a new job, I always say there's always a door number 4 that you don't know, have any idea what's behind it until you get the
That's
job,
right. That's right.
But again, we talked about grit earlier. We talked about seeing it through and holding on. And so you just got to last. And there are things that I've seen at UCLA that are very promising from the standpoint of opportunity and potential, and that's what gets me excited about it every day. You know, you gotta have an elite mindset. We talk about being elite. That's energy, leadership, integrity, toughness, excellence. Elite. It's not wins and losses. It's every day I'm gonna give you the best that I got. That's a mindset, an elite mindset, and so that's what we try to do every day at UCLA.
Awesome.
I see where he headed. I see what you're doing. We gotta keep an eye on this.
Well, you know,
we gotta keep an eye on this.
They're gonna be like a mega church near the campus.
No, it's gonna be the AD. It's gonna be commissioner. Hell, it may be president.
Look, we gotta watch them. Look, Alabama may be champ, but you gotta watch this one.
But AD Jarmond, thank you so much, man, for spending some time.
We
man.
really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Much love to you. Keep on making all of us proud, man.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. You're in the minority, particularly in the space where you're in and where you are. So keep on keeping on, brother.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. Pam and Reese came out. You guys are doing a great job. Keep doing it. Keep bringing the stuff that people want to hear. I think it's really important, and I appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I said I'd never take him back again. Well, it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, isn't it? But we do it all the time. Don't laugh. You probably done the same thing too. It's just that you know me and I don't